What's up everyone, it's TV. I've got a really cool update video for you today. It is surrounding mob information. So what about rare drops and their health and damage and what kind of damage do they make and all that kind of fun stuff. So this is going to be pretty helpful for you to know how often things drop with particular mobs. Huge shout out to Jr.Jack, aka Police Cow on Roblox, who is also one of my moderators on the Discord, but is also a really big help beyond being a Discord mod. He actually helps me a lot with the price guide as well. So he created this document that I'm going to link in the description that you can reference anytime in case you want to be able to reference this stuff offline. You don't have to watch the video again. You know, you could always watch the video again. Why not? Why not? But yeah, so he's created a document, which is really helpful. And I'm going to be showing you all the different drop rates and the damage and all that kind of fun stuff for each of the mobs. Before we begin, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. By the way, this is my new island. This is my new island. It is pretty fun. I actually had a lot of fun making this. So it is actually really cool. It is now my new moon base. So this replaced my moon base. If you remember my moon base, it was very different. But I'll give you a quick tour of what this looks like. So this is one of the sides here. So you can see I've got my little island. On top of that, I've got a little secret area here. You can go up and this takes you to the very top part of the island. This takes you to the very top so I can have like a nice little overlook. So while they're having gladiator arena battles down here in the arena, so that is my arena. That is for the mini games that we hold. So whenever we do like DB says and stuff, this is the arena that I'm going to be using. On top of that, we've got the shopping area. So this is the shopping center as well. And on top of that, we got like, here's the zombie entrance where, you know, whenever they're battling, I'll just unleash the zombies and they'll come through here. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, this was actually really fun to make. On top of that, you got these cool glows. I like the glows. I like the glowing stuffs. It looks really cool. Yeah, this is something I worked on last night and it's going to continue to get better as I rebuild my island, because you remember I used to have a really cool looking island, but I think this looks way cooler. And then I'm working on the big DV sign that's going to come over here. Zombie and I are going to rebuild that because he helped me with the first one. All right, so let's go ahead and head off to the slime stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my spellbook here. Green slimes have a 10% chance, so basically 1 in 10 chance to drop a green sticky gear. So these guys right here have a 1 in 10 chance to drop a sticky gear. So 1 in 10 for a green sticky. On top of that, they have a 15%. They're more likely to drop a Buffalkor key because it's a 15% chance than a green sticky gear. And then as far as the strings are a 7% chance. So the ancient strings are a 7% chance. So it's definitely a lot harder to get a string, but not that much. So blue slime do have the same drop rates as green slimes. So in order to be able to get a blue sticky gear, it's 10%. It is also a 15% chance to get a Buffalkor Island key and a 7% chance to get an ancient pink slime as well. So pink slime is a 10% chance of getting a pink sticky gear. The challenge is you got to spawn the pink slime in the first place, right? And that is a huge challenge. How about it just respawns right away? That's kind of weird. I think they're just trying to mess with me. They know I'm making a video. So, okay, so see, I mean, you got to pretty much kill 10 of those probably to get a pink sticky gear, which is not bad if you think about it. It's just the problem is you have to spawn these things, you know? So again, 10% chance to get a gear, 15% chance to get a key. So it's much easier to get keys, which is odd, right? Because we charge from a cost standpoint, we charge more for Buffalkor keys than green sticky gears. And so I'm going to update my pricing information just based on that alone. Now, of course, we're not going to show the drop rates of slime itself because slime balls, you know, you drop pretty much every single time. So you might get a slime ball and one of these drops, but you always will get a slime ball. So specifically on the slimes, I want to also touch on a couple things. One is their health and damage. So green slimes are only 100 health. So it is pretty easy to kill them. They walk pretty slow. They're faster than the blues. So you'll notice that they actually move faster than the blues. So they can win a race against blues. Pink are actually also just as fast as pink. Pink is pretty much the same speed as a Buffalkor. They are very fast. 12 seems to be the max movement speed for any mob in the game currently. So like wizards are 12, scorpions are 12 speed, Buffalkor are 12, and then pink slime are 12. And then the slowest mob in the game currently is the blue. So the blue is the slowest, with green being the second slowest in the game. On top of that, the highest damage mob in the game is going to be your scorpions. So we will go into the scorpion stats a little bit later. So the green and blue slimes will actually do the same damage as each other, right? So they do the same amount of damage. So if you get hit by a blue, it's the same damage. If you get hit by a green, it's the same damage. But the exception is going to be the pink slimes. So the pink slimes will do 10 damage, twice as much damage as the blue and green. So if you get hit by a pink, you're going to be hurting a bit. But it's okay to get hit by a green or blue because they do the least amount of damage of the game. On top of that, Buffalkor will actually do the same amount of damage as pink slime. So Buffalkor on Buffalkor Island do have a couple things that they drop. They drop gold ore and they drop Buffalkor Buffalkor Crystals. So the gold ore is 50% chance to get gold ore. That means for every other Buffalkor that I kill, there's a chance I'm going to get gold. So I didn't get any gold on those, but my next one should give me gold. So let's go ahead and see if I'm right. All right. So it did give me gold. On top of that, it gave me Wizard Island Key. Now, Wizard Island Keys are 20% chance. So you're very likely to get a Wizard Key. It is 1 in 5 chance to get a Wizard Key. It is much easier to get a Wizard Key than Buffalkor Island Keys, which is interesting because we charge more for Wizard Keys, yet they're easier to get. It's really interesting, but I think it's because, you know, it is harder to kill these. So of course we're always going to charge more for something that's going to, you know, be more difficult to, you know, kill, and you're not going to kill thousands of Buffalkor compared to slimes. So obviously there's a lot more slimes. They're easier to kill. They're lower health, but it is interesting that the rates are much easier to get wizards. But you see here, it's 50% chance to get your gold. The one thing that you need is the Buffalkor Crystals. That's what you really want. And to get one of those, it is a 0.2%. That is insane to me. 0.2%. So with them being 0.2% for a Buffalkor Crystal, that means you need to kill 500 of these in order to be able to get a Buffalkor Crystal. So that is a lot of work to kill 500 of these. That's a lot of work. Now, I'm not sure about the rates on VIP Pass versus Pro Pass. I will try to get that information for maybe an updated video. Maybe after we get some more new mobs or something, I'll do an updated video with the percentages against VIP versus non-VIP or Pro Pass and all that kind of stuff. Because I believe rare drops are a little bit easier. I think it might just be fishing though. I'm not sure. I will get into that information pretty soon here. I will confirm that with Dev. But it is 1 in 500 chance to get those Buffalkor Crystals, and that's why we're seeing them for, you know, geez, like almost 1 million right now. So the next up is going to be Wizard. So obviously we have Wizard Island. We haven't had Wizard Island for that long. It's been a little bit, but it hasn't been that long, and they're still a fairly new mob. Now, one of the things I didn't cover inside that last area is the jukebox disc drops. You know, they do drop from all the different mobs. I'm not sure what the chances for those yet. We will get that information. I will see if Jr.Jack can update his document to include that so that you know what the drop chances are for those. I'm sure he's still working on getting those chances. So definitely keep an eye on that document. It is linked in the description. So if you are looking for that information, just keep an eye on the document that is linked in the description to get that information. So, okay, so we are here for Wizard Island. Wizards do drop 100% of the time. They will drop these potions just like slimes. So that is the equivalent of their iron for the Buffalkor or the slime balls. So they drop empty potion glasses because of. Now, to get a red page is 0.33. So what that means is it's 1 in 300 chance to get a page. So you got to kill these guys 300 times to get a chance at one of these pages. That is for the red page, the green page, and the blue page. So they do drop the 3 pages, and in order to make a spell book, you need these 3 pages. It's about every 300 kills for these guys to drop a page. Now, the ultimate drop that everyone really wants is the blueprint. They want the Tidal blueprints, and that is 1 in 4,000 kills. And I've confirmed that directly with Luke. It is 1 in 4,000 kills. So you need to kill about 4,000 of these to get one. Now, I got mine. I think it was probably about 3,000 kills. So it wasn't that bad. It could have been worse. It could have been. Can you imagine if it was past 4,000? Because just because it's 1 in 4,000 doesn't mean you're going to get at the 4,000 mark. It's not guaranteed typically, unless they add any kind of guarantees in the back end. Usually it's not guaranteed that you're going to get whatever it's the chances. So if it says it's 1 in 10, it could go up to 1 in 20. It's just not guaranteed, especially if you have unlucky rolls for a bit. So that is the drop rate for these guys. And then the last thing that these guys drop is the Desert Island Key. So the Desert Island Key is a 7 to 10% drop. So it's somewhere in between that. Let's just assume it's 1 in 10, right? So you got to kill these. You got to kill 10 of these, and that sounds about right because whenever I'd kill these guys, it was about 1 in 10. I felt like sometimes a little bit more. I haven't even been counting to see how many deserts I've just gotten today, but I think yeah, that sounds about right. 1 in every 10. Now wizards do 35 damage, just like the scorpions, at least the main scorpions. The ruby scorpion is the heaviest hitter, so the ruby scorpion will do 45 damage, and that is a lot. That's a painful hit, and that's why you do not want to get hit by a ruby. So that's going to pretty much destroy you. These scorpions will actually poison you and make it so you can't actually heal, which is great. So let's go over to the scorpions and I'll give you their drop rates. So iron scorpions here, these grayish plain looking scorpions compared to the others. Compared to the gold looks like the coolest. You'd think gold would be like the best one in here because they look the coolest in my opinion. But the iron scorpion, it drops 100% of the time. It will drop iron scales, just like slime balls. That's their equivalent of a slime ball. And they do have a 1 in 5,000 chance. 1 in 5,000. You got to kill 5,000 of these, but 1 in 5,000 chance to drop a vamp. So a vamp blueprint, in fact, a vamp blueprint. And you need the vamp blueprint to make vamps, vamp bows. So that is why at launch it was going for about 500 million coins. It was a very expensive drop. So now I think they're going for about like 50 million right now, even less, probably less now, because every day it continues to drop. Now the gold scorpions do have a chance to drop Skorp Claws. So they're obviously everything's going to drop a colored scale. So if you're going to kill gold scorpions, they're going to drop gold scales. If you're going to kill ruby scorpions, they're going to drop ruby scales, and so on. So just like slimes, right? But gold scorpions have a chance to drop a Skorp Claw. So the Skorp Claws are used for creating strength potions. They are pretty expensive. They are fairly rare, but it is only a 25% chance. So you're going to get one of these claws, or you should get one of these claws every 4 golds that you kill. Now they are a lot like this. See, I just got a claw. So they aren't that hard to get, but they are still kind of a pain because you do need to spawn a gold. The price for the gold claws is sinking fast. So the best thing for you to do is quickly sell any gold claws that you have before the prices sink. So if you're holding on to like a stockpile of them, they're only going down on price. They're not going up. And these guys also have a chance to drop the vamp bow, same percentage of drop rate. So we still haven't gotten a ruby. Man, it's taken forever for these rubies to spawn. So here's a ruby here. These will drop 100% of the time. They will drop obviously the ruby scorp scales, and then they have a 10%, 1 in 10 chance to drop a stinger. Now because these don't spawn very often, they are pretty rare, and that's why stingers are going for so much, right? Sometimes they just spawn back to back. Other times they're just like super hard to find. So I'll end up killing like 30 irons in order to be able to get a ruby. I think it was like 1 in 50 chances for a ruby to spawn or something like that. It was pretty rare. So you do have to kill a lot of these guys to be able to get a ruby, and then of course you got to kill a ruby in order to be able to get a stinger. And the ruby scorpions are the hardest to kill in the entire game. They have the most health out of all mobs, so they're going to take a bit more to kill than any other mob in the game. The health for a ruby scorpion is 1200. Now I'll contrast that to a green slime that has 100 health, and then compare that also to a gold. A gold only has 800 health, so you're talking another 400 health on top of ruby scorpion over a gold. And then for these irons, the irons are only 500 health. So imagine how much harder it is to kill rubies over an iron. It's crazy. And then on top of that, wizards are only 120 health, so 10 times harder to kill a ruby than it is a wizard. But it's really cool that we have a mob that's kind of hard, because I know we've been looking for a mob that'd be pretty difficult to kill and would have something super valuable. Now just because it's a 10% chance doesn't mean it's really easy to get, right? So that is the drop rates currently for these. So again, the hardest thing to find in this game right now, the Vamp Blueprint. It's going to be the Vamp Blueprint, because that is crazy. 5,000, 1 in 5,000 of these. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that I bought my blueprint instead of grinding for it, because that would take me forever. But I actually did grind for my Tidal Blueprint. So the Tidal Blueprint did take me about 3,000 kills. I actually spent about 7 hours on it, and oddly enough, I didn't even notice that I got it in my inventory after 3 hours of grinding. So I ended up grinding for like another 3.5 hours or so. I was so mad, because I was just watching movies. That's the problem, is I was watching movies while I was grinding, and I wasn't even paying attention. So I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, hit that like button and smash the subscribe button if you are new, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.